Hello again. So we're going to continue with assignment one of the fifth module. This is the second video. Uh, in this step, we have to create randomized sampling points. This is very helpful if you're working on a study site and you're creating random survey points for your study. So what you want to do is hover on Analysis tab, click on it, and what you should see is Tools under Geoprocessing. You want to select that. The geoprocessing window opens on your right, and what you should see first is the favorites here. You want to click on toolboxes, and you can see all these toolboxes available to you. So the instructions wants us to hover on to open data management tools. You want to look for D. This is alphabetical order, data management tools, and next is to open sampling toolbox. I'm gonna come down, scroll down to sampling, and what we want to select is create random points. Now we have create random points as our second option. Select that. All right. So we did everything up to here. Just make sure everything matches the photo that you see in your assignment instructions. Your output location is going to be your project geodatabase. Make sure you're not selecting the other geodatabase, the sampling tools that we added. And your output point feature class is going to be called randomized sampling points. You have to give it a name. Again, make sure you don't put any spaces between the letters. Um, to separate the letters, we always want to use underscore. Right. Now your constraining feature class is going to be your project area because we want to generate these random points inside the polygon here. Okay, now everything else looks fine except this. So we want our points to be 100 meters, 50 meters apart, and change that to 50. Now, if this is uh, unknown for you, if it's your first time using it and this is unknown, you want to change that to meters. But here's the thing. If we run this, it's going to give us an error. Now, if you read the error, it says we couldn't make 100 points because simply 100 points wouldn't fit in this polygon if they have 50 meters distance between them. So that's a cool thing to remember. But now we have all these points that are 50 meters apart. Okay. Yeah, the next page is talking about the error. Now we have to add X and Y coordinate data to our points. In order to see if our points have XY coordinate data, we can show that in two ways. Number one is doing what the assignment is instructing us. Click data and click attribute table. So make sure your randomized sampling points is selected on your contents pane. And then up here, click on data, select attribute table. Now there's an easier way to show the attribute table. Just hover on your randomized sampling points and right click and select attribute table. You can also use the shortcut Control T to open the attribute table. All right, so we can see our points all have numbers, and shape is the type of our feature class. The type of this feature class is a point, but we don't see any XY coordinates. So we want to add our XY coordinates. In order to do that, we want to go back to our analysis tool, click tools, and open our geoprocessing pane. Now we are already under data management tools, but instead of sampling, we want to open features. The first one is add XY coordinates. This is the one we're looking for, and select it. Now input feature, you only get one option, randomized sampling points. Here's the interesting part. If you select run, you're going to get an error. The error is going to tell you that the schema is in use. You have to save it first. So don't panic. It's very simple. You can just click edit, open your edit ribbon, and you get an option up here called save. And that saves your edits. It's different from saving the project. If you save the project, it doesn't change that error. You will still get that error because the edits haven't been saved. So you want to select that and say yes. Now, if you run this again, it's ran successfully, and you can see your XY coordinates in your attributes table. All right. Our next step is to generate transects along lines. So in order to do that, you want to come back to your tools. If you don't have this window, analysis tools, you'll get your geoprocessing window open. And you want to open sampling under data management. There it is. And from sampling, you want to find generate transects along lines. If you don't find it, like my situation, just type the name under find tools and you should be able to find it. There you go. Generate transects along lines. You want to select that. Input feature is your project line, and output, you want to make sure you name this correctly. The instructions instruct you to name the feature class to project line transects. Okay, we want to type that name here under name. And make sure this is on your this is inside your main geodatabase, which is the assignments geodatabase, not the sampling tool. So make sure it's going to be saved along randomized sampling points and sampling tools practice. Now, if you have to give these distance between transects a value, this is 100, and transect length is 500. Okay, now hit run. There you go. We can see these transect lines being created at a 90 degrees uh, intersect with our uh, project line. Now, there's a 100-meter distance in between them, and each is 500 meters. Most of you had problems with this step, and the problem was that after you would create your transect lines, nothing would show up. Now, I asked a few people, no one had a clue why this is happening. If you have this issue, try to repeat the same steps on a different computer. I'm guessing the cloud-based saving is causing an issue because most of you with this specific problem um, had OneDrive controlling your files on your computer. So yeah, try using a different computer, and if that doesn't work, repeat the steps from the beginning. And if that doesn't work, then there might be something wrong with uh, your project file. So I would recommend deleting that project file, starting from scratch, and try to do it in a different computer. Okay, so our next step is to generate points along the transect lines that we just created. Now this one's also similar to generating the transect lines. You want to open your sampling under data management tools, and you're looking for generate points along lines. I have it here. If you don't have it, just search the name in the find tools. Your input features. Now you get a few options here. Now just follow what the assignment wants you. Select the project line transects as the line feature class. And as for your output, you have to make sure you give it the right name for the assignment. Okay, feature class, project line transects, and our name. I'm just going to paste it here. And this is in the correct area, M5A1. So the assignment wants us to um, put 100 meters distance in between the points, which we have to add in this cell under distance and change unknown to meters. Okay, so this is looking good. I can go ahead and run it. Now I can see points along my transects, and they are 100 meters apart. So our next step, turn off the project line transects and randomize points. yeah, try to adjust the colors. Okay, project line transect and randomize points. There you go. So sometimes you don't want these points outside of your polygon. Now, there's an easy way to get rid of them. You just have to go to your Edit tab and under Selection, just hit Select, and you can select these points. You can select one, four, a whole bunch of them, and there's an easy way to delete them. You can either press Delete button on your keyboard. It gets rid of them. Other way is to right-click, select the points, right-click on them, and here it is, delete. The other way is to select them and hold Control and click D. All right. So you can modify your points. You can change the color of your polygon and change the color of your points as you like. Okay. Now we have to add XY coordinates to the points we made. You want to repeat the same process that we followed for creating XY coordinates for randomized points. So you want to go under Features in your tools again, and select Add XY coordinates. Okay. Input feature, we have two items to select from. You want to select project line transect points. Now, if you get the same error here, it's because we have edits that we haven't saved. So yeah, if the save button was not grayed out, you just want to hit that and click OK. If that was grayed out, uh, but you still got this error like I did, then the discard button might be colored. You want to select that and discard the edits that can't be saved. So the reason that was appearing for me is that I made edits which I use Control Z to get them back. For example, if I delete these, I get these two options. But if I use Control Z to get my points back, um, save is grayed out, but discard is now appearing here. And it wouldn't let me run this feature. So I want to select discard. Now it's going to run my XY coordinates for me. Now, if I'm looking in the attributes table for my randomized transect points, it's wrong one. There it is. I can see my XY coordinates. Okay, so our next step is to generate a fixed area grid. To do that, we have to select the tool called Create Fishnet. Now, Create Fishnet is right here under Sampling. And once you select it, you get to select your output feature, which you can give it a name. But before doing that, you have to turn off all these layers that you just created. Right, so you want to give it a name. The assignment wants you to type WL0007 underscore 100M. And the assignment wants you to select woodlot 007 boundary UTM as your template extent. There's a problem here. This window looks very different from what we see. Seems like it has changed in the new version of ArcGIS. So we have template extent here, but what we want to select is the third option from the left, which if we click on it, we get these options to choose from. So we want to select woodlot 007 boundary UTM. It's going to give us all this information. What we want to change is cell size width and cell size height. The width is 100, the height is 100. Now this is going to be in meters by default, and it's going to be a polyline. Everything's perfect, and everything matches the assignment. You want to hit run. There you go. And you can see your grid lines with a point in the middle. So the next step is to create, um, is to use a clipping feature. I'm gonna end the video here and go through the next step in the next video. See you in the next video then. Bye.